Hi everybody, I am Daniela Munoz Villareal. I'm from Colombia and I form part as Coralium. And this work is supported by Dr. Anastasia Banasak, and this is Fecundity potential in Acropora palmata Colonies of sexual and asexual origin in Cuevones Reef, Cancun, Mexico. So one of the goals of the restoration is to establish self-sustaining population, ideally with enough genetic variation that can adapt to an changing environment. So although there are a few cases that these colonies become in sexual maturity, for example, we have at the Pacific in 2009, 2011 for Acropora tenuis and Acropora millepora spawning, and also in 2015 on Curacao for Acropora palmata two further colonies. And at the same time, in 2015, on the Mexican Caribbean, we have on Cuevones Reef around 29 sexual recruits were all planted together with fragments. Here we will call the sexual recruits as sexual colonies and the fragments as asexual colonies because they are already 10, 11 years old. They are colonies. So in 2019, we want to know the fecundity and the fertility of these colonies. So we calculate and estimate by the general distribution of oocytes and polyps, the mean oocytes polyps, the number of polyps per centimeter square, and with this calculate the number of oocytes per centimeter square, and also do the gametes, calculate the gamete size. So Cuevones it's a reef that has been closed since '98, since the grounding of a cruise ship that causes structural damage with no recovery in 17 years. So we want to in a multi-institutional effort, we want to compare these colonies with other colonies, white colonies of other reef that calls Limones, that is extensive reef with several Acropora palmata colonies. So we went 7 days before full moon to Cuevones and took 15 samples from the margins of the colonies for the sexual colonies and took 12 samples from the margins of the asexual colonies. And for the white colonies of Limones, we took 20 samples from the center of the colonies. We did the decalcification process, the dissection of polyps, calculate the polyp density, and also calculate the oocytes and spermatocytes. Use the statistical parameters for know if there may be significant difference between the colonies. And we found that about the fertility at colony level, we found that the Cuevones colonies has a fertility, more than a half of these colonies are fertile. And about the wild colonies of Limones, we found a fertility of 35%. This means that 7 of 20 colonies we found gametes in size, but most of the gametes that we found one from 1 to 2 oocytes per sample. So this means like a remnant. This probably means like a remnant of a previous spawning that has already passed. The fertility at polyp level for the sexual colonies is around the 78%. It's higher between the other colonies, but it's not a significant difference. The gamete distribution in polyps for the Cuevones colonies, it has a range from 0 to 10 oocytes per polyp and 0 to 6 spermaris per polyp. The mean oocyte polyp for the sexual colonies is 5.61 and is higher between the asexual colonies, but is not significant too. About the mean polyp per centimeter square is higher for the white colonies, and this is a significant difference. About the all oocytes per centimeter square, we found that it's higher for the asexual colonies, around the 79 oocytes per centimeter square. And of course, the same with the gamete size. We found the asexual colonies has a higher size of gametes, but this is not a significant difference. Finally, this is a story over more than 10 years of coral restoration at the Mexican Caribbean that culminate in fertile colonies, and more than a half of these colonies they have like the guarantee that they have the genetic variation, and they are in a natural environment. The fertility and the fecundity that we found here are between the range established for Acropora genus. And the spermaries that we found also confirm the proximity of the gametes release. And about the Y colonies that we saw a low observation